Hello, this is Chef Ahina, and today we're going to talk about what to do with those potatoes that you cut up for your knife skills practice. I suggest sauteing them for a nice side dish, for a meal, or maybe just a snack. First of all, we are sauteing. We need to dry these potatoes off very well because we're going to be cooking them with hot oil, and any kind of water will create splatter, which is scary and unsafe. So this is how I'm drying them out. First, I poured those wet potatoes onto a dry towel, rubbed them around a little bit, transfer them to a dish with some dry paper towels on it, and again, just moving them around, making sure the potatoes in the middle get some contact with that dry paper towel, and just continuing to massage. And there you go, some pretty well dried potatoes ready to be sauteed. Step two is we want to brown these potatoes. So oil transfers heat very well. I suggest you mix in a couple of tablespoons, excuse me, of olive oil. If you don't have that, vegetable oil works, avocado oil. Doesn't have to be an exact type of oil. Give them a good toss, coat them in that oil, and I just noticed I could use a little more oil. So that was about a tablespoon and a half. Actually, I recommend 2 or 3 tablespoons because later in the process, I end up adding more. Next step is to cook with high heat and a little fat, the definition of saute. So find yourself a thick pan, thicker the better if you have one, and preheat that pan on high heat. Determining how hot the pan is, well, there's a couple of tricks. Of course, you can use a thermometer, but an easy way to gauge the heat of a pan to see when it's ready to start sauteing is sprinkle a little water on there. So as you can see, if you splatter a little water right now, I just put that pan on the heat. There's no reaction. What we're looking for is some bubbling, some of the water evaporating, and you can visually see that. So I'm going to wait a little longer. I see a little bit of smoke and heat coming off of there. You can see that in the top of the screen. And here's my second attempt. You can see a little bit of bubbling, but not ready yet. That is just a dry paper towel, a couple pieces of it, and wad it up and move it around so you don't burn your fingers as well. And here's my third attempt. You can see how that pan is getting hotter. And we're looking for a little bit hotter than that though. And here we go. That's the kind of action you want to see. Continually drying it off because when we add the potatoes, we do not want any kind of water in there. That's why we dried our potatoes. So here come the oiled potatoes. If you want to add a little personality to the potatoes, you could also mix in some spices, paprika perhaps. That would give some color and flavor to it. When you dump these in, you're gonna hear a lot of sizzling, which is good. I have it on mute right now, so you can't hear that, but trust me, there was a lot of sizzling going on in this process. And basically, you want to just keep these moving around to get all the sides a chance to brown. Again, we're sauteing here, which is a cooking method, which means to cook over high heat with a little bit of fat or oil. At this point, I'm realizing, I need a little bit more oil. You want to see the bottom of your pan a little bit shiny. and that's why I added more oil. So this process is going to take about 10, maybe 13 minutes. It's not a quick process. Potatoes take a while to cook. So this video has been edited down. It will take a little longer than what you see. And right now you can see some of the pieces jumping around a little bit. Keep it moving. You can use your spatula. If you want to try and do the saute toss, you can. It's not necessary though. You can see golden browning right here starting to happen on some of the potatoes. And once these potatoes are a little bit golden brown on all the pieces and most of the sides, that's a good sign that it's done. So here we go. Fast forward. You can see more browning happening. Our final product's going to be nice and golden brown. The potatoes are going to be softer and cooked. When they're almost done, it's a good time to add minced garlic if you want. We add garlic at the end so we don't burn it. And right there, I'm pointing out the nice golden brown spots on some of them. Feel free to carefully taste one and feel if it's cooked between your teeth. And at the end, go ahead and season it with salt and pepper. That's my special salt container. And also some fresh cracked pepper. Of course, potatoes don't taste like anything really, so definitely season them. You'll want to taste it after you season it to decide if you want to add more seasoning, if it needs more flavor. And when I was making this video, it was dinner time, so I used this as a little side dish for our beef kebabs, skewers, and steamed broccoli dinner. And finally, here comes the plating. Of course, if you want, you can just enjoy these with potatoes alone with ketchup. Just happened to be dinner time in my house, so I went ahead and made it a meal. Some thinly sliced sirloin beef, skewered, and I also added my favorite homemade aioli, which is chipotle aioli. It's kind of a spicy chipotle flavored mayonnaise. And really enjoyed it. So I hope you enjoy this.